you know, it's been a good run.
We felt like that was making everything a little too homogenous. You felt like you had to do this in order to access a lot of these passives.
Wait, did I hear that correctly?
Dobby is free.
Hello, my fellow sorcerers. There's been doom. There's been gloom. Things have gone boom. And Dexter's okay, no, that's okay. No, look, so the mid-season patch didn't exactly do a lot for us, though. Watch this space when it comes to Incinerate. I do have a build on the way and it's quite spectacular, but in general, that patch on top of sort of an anticlimactic season in general, where even our best bugged build is still like the worst best build out of any class, and if we ignore Shadowfishing, we're the weakest class in the game, a class that has had many core fundamental design mechanical issues since essentially Season 0, some of which have been addressed, but some certainly haven't. I mean, look, I made a 40-minute plus video on everything wrong with Sorcerer, and that still felt rushed to me. However, we have now had the campfire chat for patch 2.1. This is what will be on the PTR in a couple weeks. This will be Season 7, at least post changes based on our feedback on the PTR. And for the first time in a while, there is hope. Because, ladies and gentlemen, we are free of the firebolt enchant! But that said, in classic Diablo-y fashion, it might not be all good. It really depends on what the full patch notes say that will be available next week, and ultimately how things end up in their final state for the live launch of Season 7 in January. But for my sins, I am an eternally half-full kind of person, and what I'm seeing so far is really filled with positive potential. So let's go over what's actually going on going forward with Sorcerer, including new uniques, and just generally, honestly, a lot of cool stuff. So that's kind of where we're at the moment with everything that is Sorcerer. Just seeing that they are finally understanding that we are way too restricted with burning, with conjurations, with enchantments, it makes me really hopeful for the full patch notes, for the changes to Sorcerer, what we're going to find in the PTR and then Season 7 proper, the new uniques, the new build potential. Basically, I really do think that we are on the path to me being able to say, Sorcerer is back on the menu, boys, and that's really, really exciting. I was honestly feeling really kind of down about the class, and the season ended in a little bit of a sour note with really how much everything fizzled quite literally when it came to Sorcerer builds, so this is really nice to see. Like, a lot of the changes that they have said and talked about for Sorcerer is quite literally almost word for word things that me and the other main Sorcerer creators have been literally saying to Blizzard themselves in the creator feedback we're able to give them. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot more positive, and I really want to see how this plays out. Cautious optimism, then, the name of the day. Let me know what you guys are thinking, and until next time, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye. Firebolt enchantment, then. So first and foremost, before we even talk about the change, this sentence adjusted many parts of the kit that forced many players into becoming a burning conjuration sorcerer to compete. This is just huge. You knew that basically every sorcerer build was going to take the Firebolt enchant, was going to use Devouring Blaze, was going to use Conjuration Mastery, was therefore going to use Ice Blades, Ice Blade enchant, and Lightning Spear, and pretty much, you know, half the build, half your skills, half your paragon was set in stone because it needed to be to really get the most out of the class and to compete. This seemingly is being dismantled. At minimum, the burning part is being dismantled. Of course, the caveat of all of this is whether we get compensatory buffs elsewhere to make us as strong and ideally a lot stronger than we were with Devouring Blaze burning constantly happening. In fact, as we'll see, one of the changes they have done to Devouring Blaze is quite literally what I suggested, which is just make it affect only fire, and then that really frees up ice and shock to do some neat, more interesting, diverse things. So as you're seeing then, the Firebolt enchantment now doesn't apply a burning. It heals you. Now, I will say the new form is kind of inherently completely pointless because warmth exists, which is much better, much bigger heals, and you're not going to waste one of two precious enchantment slots on a just kind of fine heal on top of that. But look, the main win here is that it no longer applies burning, which means even if we wanted to, we can't use it to get burning to use all of the burning synergy. And talking of burning synergy then, as we can now see, Devouring Blaze. Not anymore shall it affect everything. It is only pyromancy skills that deal 10% multiplicative increased critical damage. So, this is great. Not only does it mean that we don't have to take this on Shock and Frost, it means that even those pyromancy builds don't need to have the condition of burning, which yes, a lot of them will just do. Fireball's got it inbuilt now, and so on and so forth, but this straight up, they just hit harder, crit harder, and that really is nice. Even things like the aspect from Meteor that makes it do a longer, bigger burn to help with Devouring Blaze is no longer even a consideration. It's just cleaner, simpler, and better in every single way. The main concern here, outside of this being, you know, a potentially really positive freeing change that gives us a lot more build variety creativity, assuming the damage buffs that come with it are enough and then some to compensate, is that we still really appreciate burning synergy for survival. We have so much take less damage from burning enemies that we might still end up kind of needing to figure out a way to get that to not be too squishy. Of course, without seeing any other changes that might affect said squishiness. So there is distinctly what I would say, and have been saying, hope here, and it's something that has been sorely needed. Honestly, I will take being a bit weak for a while just to be unhooked from these chains to then grow better as a class in following tunings. And indeed, we will be growing better as Ball Lightning is the focus of Season 7, at least when it comes to some uniques, but of course we don't know the full scope of anything. But hey, they referenced Season 2 as the kind of seasonal powers they want to start bringing back, and Season 2 was, let's be honest, the season of God King Ball Lightning Sorcerers, and I'm not completely upset at the idea of maybe that happening again. In any case, we've got a change to Mages and Wizards Ball Lightning. So Mages just making it do a straight 30% multiplicative more damage against stunned is lovely, because against mobbing, they basically can always be stunned, so this is just a huge increase, and then Wizards is just guaranteed to crackling as opposed to all of the conditional hitting, etc. So Mages is the big winner there. The concern again is that Sorcerers really struggle with single target big boss health bars, and this isn't going to help because you get your 3-4 staggers and then you're sort of done. So I really dearly hope there is something to help with that, to address it, some boss conditional. We need boss conditional damage effects to happen so things can keep up. And I would love to see some kind of rework of staggering and an ease on Sorcerers' reliance on CC and CC conditional damage, which at this point in Diablo 4's life cycle just feels like a kind of too archaic, shackling, crippling a relic of the past of Season 0, Season 1 design, where yeah, with aspect of control and triple dipping it was really fun, but it's just not a thing anymore, and it really is hating us. But this is a step in the right direction, and that's really nice to see. So, we now then have this, Strike of Stormhorn, a new unique focus, and I said we need a unique focus, so this is so wonderful to actually have. And we're not just getting one unique focus, but two unique focus. And we're not just getting a one unique for Ball Lightning, we're getting two uniques for Ball Lightning, both focuses. So obviously we can't equip both at once, so they're testing out this idea of giving one ability two uniques that offer two distinct playstyles. On the surface, that's really fun. The reality is one will just be mathematically stronger and better, and that'll be the one that is used, but I do appreciate the creativity going into this. And hell, if the damage difference isn't too great, then just picking the one you feel more comfortable or is more fun playing is fine as well. So Stormhorn here kind of re-engineers how ball lightning works. Basically, think of Stormhorn as the I want ball lightning to be a ranged projectile. It turns it into super ball lightning, the chance to cast twice becoming chance to cast a super ball lightning. It gives loads of delicious ball lightning affixes, and then you will fire out this big explosive super ball lightning that crashes into the enemy and then splashes behind them. They described it as a bowling ball, and yeah, it very much kind of is that. And the actual raw damage increase on the super ball lightning that it gives is really, really cool, working into potential lucky hit based builds, and just generally, if we can actually conflate it with the ball lightning enchantment, if you can get a super ball lightning enchant to proc and pulse on the ground, that could be really interesting. But yeah, the idea of spamming out turret style super ball lightnings blasting and exploding in all directions, this one might be really potent and could certainly put holes in bosses. The other version, though, of this unique Okun's Catalyst, honestly, I'm even more excited for this one. So the gravitational aspect is now being baked into this unique, and then they said it will be reworked, because this unique gives the orbiting effect. The implicit, though, ball lightning can be cast while moving, is incredible. Like, the speed of clear this will give you, because ball lightning was already pretty damn fast. It was a fast cast animation, you didn't actually have to stop that much, teleporting along, and now you can just full smoothly run while spamming out these circling ball lightnings. Again, a lot of good affixes for the build. The attack speed after defensive skill is really cool, that'll just be permanently up. The damage reduction is really nice, and again, that really helps alleviate the lack of damage reduction from burning that we'll probably have to deal with. And then the actual damage that we're getting out of this constant static field for 180% multiplicative, yeah, that's really, really interesting. To say that I am excited to build this is a massive understatement, so seriously watch this space, and it's so nice to see uniques that are instantly, yes, that's going to be a fun build, it looks powerful, let's do this, as opposed to the familiar glove unique we got this season, which was kind of dead on arrival, which is a shame because it would have been nice if it actually worked out. So yeah, this is looking very healthy and very fun in many ways. Then we have this, which is relevant to every class and therefore relevant to Sorcerer. Now your ultimates can go to rank 5, people just kind of didn't use them because it was pointless, you just kind of want the functionality of the ultimate. Whereas now, we actually get a huge upgrade at rank 5, so it's worth going to rank 5, or at least it should be. This is potentially really neat because something like Inferno might get a colossal damage bump, and you could actually engineer a build that just spams Inferno out. I put this together on live, and you can have 3 Inferno snakes consistently up at once if you play it perfectly with a good group of enemies. So if 5 out of 5 Inferno really makes it go nuclear, coupled with new aspects that we're going to talk about in a moment, yeah, that's actually kind of exciting. So I wonder what it will do to your unstable currents, to your ice block. There's some real potential there. Hell, if the 5/5 on ice block is the cooldown can actually cool down while you're in it, I'll be the happiest person in the world. Infinite permanent ice block won't kill things fast, but it will kill things fun. I'm hoping the unstable currents one isn't just a more damage on the random shock skills that you pump out, because that's still a little bit kind of pointless, so we'll see what happens. I hope it's just more shock skills. But the main takeaway here is our ultimates are suddenly getting a lot more potential, to the point it might actually unlock an entirely new build. Especially when we look at the 2 new aspects here, Vehement Brawlers and Apogeic Furor. We have casting an ultimate is just 30% multiplicative more damage for 8 seconds. This is kind of sad because unstable currents at 10 means you can't permanently have it up, so really this can only reasonably used on Inferno, but alongside the other one, which is every time you cast your ultimate, you gain 18% more multiplicative damage to the ultimate, up to 180. So yeah, if rank 5 out of 5 Inferno is actually a big bump, you put both of these on, you just spam out snakes with obscene cooldown reduction and like flicker step, we could see some really fun Inferno ultimate spam burning, and it's definitely something I will be trying, hopefully on the PTR, and I'll get back to you guys how it's looking. But look, I am really excited to see these kind of possibilities, because that's what I love in these RPGs, love in Diablo, actually building these building blocks and making fun synergies, and it's nice to feel inspired, and that's something I feel like Season 6 didn't give for us. Yes, Vessel was fun and everything, but Sorcerer remained pretty much just Season 5 Sorcerer, albeit even honestly a bit less, which was really, really sad. So this is really good. Then just a quick mention at some new runewords. Nagu is quite nice. We will easily have conjurations up for 5 seconds, and many of them, so this might actually be a ridiculous offering generator for us, with some potential there. And then, of course, we've got the new witchcraft powers and such, but that's, you know, it's seasonal powers. It'll work with what it works. The best ones will be the best ones. Today, I really want to focus on their fundamental understanding of Sorcerer and their changes they're going to make the class better. And also, yes, the armory is amazing, especially for someone like me that likes to do every single type of build, share them all with you. I really cannot wait for this. So that's kind of where we're at the moment with everything that is Sorcerer. Just seeing that they are finally understanding that we are way too restricted with burning, with conjurations, with enchantments, it makes me really hopeful for the full patch notes, for the changes to Sorcerer, what we're going to find in the PTR and then Season 7 proper, the new uniques, the new build potential. Basically, I really do think that we are on the path to me being able to say, Sorcerer is back on the menu, boys, and that's really, really exciting. I was honestly feeling really kind of down about the class, and the season ended in a little bit of a sour note with really how much everything fizzled quite literally when it came to Sorcerer builds, so this is really nice to see. Like, a lot of the changes that they have said and talked about for Sorcerer is quite literally almost word for word things that me and the other main Sorcerer creators have been literally saying to Blizzard themselves in the creator feedback we're able to give them. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot more positive, and I really want to see how this plays out. Cautious optimism, then, the name of the day. Let me know what you guys are thinking, and until next time, like if you enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.